Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And we have a top 10 for you, list that I am pretty excited about. I think this is going to be fun.
All right, so what we're doing is we are going to be talking about the 10 best games in our collection. But not according to us.
Nope.
According to BGG. These are the 10 highest ranked games in our collection. And if you like this list, we're also going to do the converse of it as well. We're gonna, in a future video, we're going to be making our bottom 10 games in our collection according to BGG. We obviously disagree because otherwise they wouldn't be in our collection.
Yeah, we wouldn't own them.
I think it's going to be a really fun list. I think this is also going to be a really fun list. So let's go through our top 10 games according to BGG. We did do all campaign and or legacy games that we've finished, that we've completed.
Yeah,
even if they're in our collection, technically, we are taking them out of this list because, frankly, it'd be like the whole thing. We love those style of games. So we took them out for this list. Ladies first.
Why, thanks, dear. Okay, our number 10 was number 1 at one point on Board Game Geek, and that is Agricola. Agricola is such a funny game to me because it was probably one of the first 20 games in our collection, and it was too much for me at the gamer I was at the time, and I loathe it because of that. This stays in our collection because of Ryan's fondness for it. It is also one of the first games we got extra bits,
like upgraded
components for. We got that for Christmas one year from my brother. But I understand now that it's a classic game. I don't begrudge it nearly as much as I used to. I still don't want to play it, but I do wonder sometimes if I had been introduced to this game now instead of then, if I'd still have these thoughts. But that's number 10.
I guarantee you'd like it now.
Yeah, but it's already happened.
Late.
It's too late.
you only get one chance to make a first impression.
Exactly. And you failed, Agricola.
The number 9 on our list is Puerto Rico. This actually also used to be, at one point, number 1 on BGG's list. This is a game that was number 1 for a long time, in fact. Then eventually it's kind of fallen down the ranks, but it's still very, very high. All right, so Puerto Rico does a couple things that are really, really fun. And my favorite thing is it's one of the first games that did this kind of thing where if I take an action, I get a really strong version of it. Everyone else at the table also gets to take that action, but a weaker version of it. I think it's a really cool system. The timing of your turns, all that really matters. There's kind of only really 3 strategies. There's either the heavy shipping and producing route, there's the building route, or there's the hybrid route. And I love exploring all that different stuff. There's an expansion that just adds even more variety to work with. I still really like Puerto Rico. And in fact, they had the new Awaken Realms special edition. Whew, I cannot wait to see that. Yeah. I don't think we're going to back it just because we have no money, but I'm hoping that somebody in our game group picks that up. I am very excited to play that.
Our number 8 is Kanban EV, and this is such a great game. You are helping to build and test EV electronic vehicles. It's one of those games where not only do you need to do everything and you want to do everything, but you just can't do everything. And then you get also punished, depending on what version of the game you're playing. You get punished for not doing all the things or for not being the best at these things as Sandra comes around and says, you're not doing your job and you need to do better and you are being punished. But this game is really fun as you're bouncing around and you're trying to accomplish all these goals and you're trying to fill out your board. It's probably I would say this is probably one of the heavier games I played where I actually enjoyed it the first time I played as my gaming tastes had changed and had developed more as a gamer. I just really, really enjoy this game.
All right, so the number 7 rated game, according to BGG, that we own in our collection, is Viticulture Essential Edition. Viticulture is a very cool worker placement game. It scales all the way up to 6 players, which is kind of crazy. And in fact, I really, really like it at 6 players. Usually when something like that exists, I'm like, okay, whatever the top and whatever the bottom is, it's probably not the best version of the game. It's usually somewhere in the middle. No, at 6, it's really, really good. I recommend it at 6 players. And this is the Essential Edition, so it has like some little extra mini bits from other expansions as well. And there's still other expansions that you can add on, like the testing expansion, the world expansion, things like that, which gives you even more variety, even more choices. But even with the base game, this is a great farming game. It's farming games and worker placement go together like PB&J. And this one has a cool thing where it has seasons. So you place all your meeples out there in the spring, then you have a cleanup phase in summer. Then you have the rest of your meeples that you didn't use, you place those in the fall. And then you have a winter cleanup phase, and you kind of keep on cycling through the year. So thematically, it all works out really, really cool.
All right, number 6 on our list, according to Board Game Geek, is Wingspan. And this is a game where you're collecting different types of birds cards, and you're drafting them into different habitats. And this is a game that I really like, or I think is really neat for 2 reasons. One, I think it does a good job about giving you a lot of information on a card that you can look at or completely ignore. That gives you a little bit of flavor text of information about that particular bird, but it also doesn't like overpower the card. You could just ignore it and get all the specs that you need on the card in order to play the game. But also, this game has just done a great thing for the hobby. This game is really out there. There's how many? This is over 1 million copies.
Oh,
sold,
millions,
right?
plural. Yeah, this is multi-millions.
So this is a game that is in people's houses that wouldn't consider themselves a board gamer, but they own this game. This is a game that is in places that's not like not the board game stores, or not Walmart, and not Target. They're in other places as well, and people are still buying them and still playing them. So I really appreciate what Wingspan has done overall for the hobby to get more people into playing board games.
All right, so the number 5 game on our list, according to BGG, is Lost Ruins of Arnak. This game is kind of like a hodgepodge. This is like a little bit of everything going on. There's a little bit of some light deck building. You have a little bit of kind of, I guess, area control. There's a little bit of worker placement. There's even some a tech tree going up along the side. There's a race function to it too. So it's just like there's a lot going on here, and it's all important. You can do a little this, little this, little that, little this, or you just do one of them really, really, really hard in order to get the maximum points in that one category. But the theme has got this Indiana Jones style theme, this exploration kind of theme going on here. I really enjoy this. Every time I play that, there's a new thing, a new interaction that I haven't seen before, and I like that a lot. I think that I play this a lot on BGG or BGA these days. I haven't played the physical version as much, just because I can get a lot more plays into it on BGA. But I really like Lost Ruins of Arnak.
Our number 4, according to Board Game Geek, is Seven Wonders Duel, not Seven Wonders. That kind of surprises me, actually, to tell you the truth. I thought that one would be higher, but it's probably just higher because I play that one more, so that's why it's higher in my head. But, so number 4 is Seven Wonders Duel, and this is Seven Wonders, but it is a 2-player game. It's funny because when we first played this game, I didn't really like it because I wanted to play Seven Wonders, but lately I've been able to appreciate it for what it is. It's a card drafting game, and there's multiple ways to win, so you're trying to see what people are doing and keep tracks of different things because there are multiple paths to victory, just the 3 different paths, but you do all that, and you're trying to watch and tug and pull. But the thing that's fun about this card drafting game is how the cards are laid out. When you draft a card, you are actually allowing different cards to be available for your opponent to draft. So there might be a card you want, but you know that the card beneath it would actually do really well for your opponent, so you might not draft it. You might wait until they draft that card or do something else to where you can have access to that. So I think that's really interesting. In every round, you set the cards up in a different way so that the way they're getting drafted a different way. Some of them are exposed, some of them are not exposed. It's really interesting to see what comes up and how it comes up.
All right, so the number 3 game in our collection, according to BGG, this is Scythe. Scythe was a titan for a while there. People were playing it constantly. People were bringing it to every event that we went to. There'd be at least one of the tables would have Scythe out on it. And there's no reason, it's no wonder why. It's just a great game. It's kind of a little bit of a sandbox style thing going on in it. You can treat it as a Euro game and just kind of collect farm resources. You can treat it as a very aggressive game and try to go for attacking. You can kind of go for upgrades. There's all different things you can go for, and they're all viable, especially based off your character. Each character is very, very asynchronous, different things that you can do. One of my favorite parts about this game is the upgrade action. You have a board where all of your actions take place. What you can do is you can do an upgrade action, which allows you to take a cube from the top of your board and place it in the bottom of the board. Why does that matter? Well, taking a cube off of the top of the board uncovers additional resources, additional actions that you're able to take. And placing it down below covers up the costs of other actions. So not only are you making some actions stronger, you're making other actions cheaper. So in this, by one action, by one removing of a cube, you're doing 2 things at once, which I think is the coolest system ever. I love that. what's weird about this is this might not be in our collection for very much longer, because we also have a game called My Little Scythe, which is absolutely adorable and charming.
Yeah.
Our daughters ask for that a lot.
I actually like it more. I like that version more. It's just, I get it.
And they do have a lot of similarities. Obviously, Scythe is much more gritty, a lot more going on, a lot more action options. But truthfully, My Little Scythe does a great job of doing a lot of those things just in a simplified Steam.
Watered down. Definitely watered down.
I wouldn't say watered down as much as I would say streamlined.
Yeah.
So
You're
it's not
still
like
trying
they're
to build those things up, and when you hit the marks is when the game is over. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to get a lot more plays out of that than we are going to get out of Scythe. So I still like Scythe, and I'll still play Scythe. I just don't feel like we need to own it, because in our family at least, My Little Scythe is going to get a lot more plays, and so many of my friends and game group people
already own
Scythe, so that might be leaving our collection soon. We'll see.
Yeah. All right, our number 2, according to Board Game Geek, is a game that I consider a board game essential. I feel like almost every gamer has a space for this game in their collection, and that is Castles of Burgundy. Oh my goodness, I love this game. This is the first game that introduced me to die rolls that weren't good or bad. They were just numbers that were able to do different things. Because when you're growing up and you're playing a lot of those like mass market games, a high number is good and a low number is bad, and that's just how it always is. So it was so fun for me when I was introduced to this game to see that doesn't have to be how die rolls need to be. You can use dice in really creative and interesting ways, and so I love how this happens. You're essentially rolling a dice and you're drafting tiles to put on your personal board, and then you're also trapped. Once you draft those tiles, then you have to draft them back onto your board, and there's all sorts of other things that are going on. But what I really like about this game is you're only taking those 2 actions. You're only doing 2 things. Now, there might be some cascading effects that happen, but it is really straightforward. So this is definitely just, I truly believe that this is, like I said earlier, one of the games that deserves, whether it's in everybody's collection, deserves a spot in almost everybody's collection.
I love Castles of Burgundy. Seinfeld is probably my favorite designer.
Yes.
Love that game. All right, so the number 1 game in our collection, according to Board Game Geek, this is Ark Nova. Ark Nova is a game where you are trying to build a zoo, but you're also trying to support different conservation methods. So that introduces a very, very cool style of scoring. I first saw this kind of scoring in a game called Raha of the Ganges, where you had 2 different tracks, kind of going around 2 different ways of scoring, and wherever they met up, that's when the game would end. And that's, that'd be your scores, how far you had across each other. This has the exact same thing going on. So you're trying to buy ticket sales or gain ticket sales from your zoo. You're also trying to do conservation efforts. Wherever your marker intersects, that's when the game ends. And the more you intersect it by, the more points you're going to get. So it's kind of a little bit of a race going on to try to get those 2 tracks going. Doesn't matter if it's this one goes all the way around over here, this one goes all the way around over here, or they meet up somewhere in the middle. It's all about just trying to get them to touch each other. This is a game that I never thought my daughter would be into. It's extremely involved. This is I don't know if heavy's the right word, but I mean, there's a ton of cards. There's a ton of card effects. There's a lot of pre-planning you need to do. You need to get certain kind of engine building things going. You need to buy certain habitats for your animals before your animals can go into them. There's a lot of rules about what can go into what different kind of pen, all that kind of stuff. But for whatever reason, she just instantly just got it. Just clicked with her in a way that it was unreal to me. And I think it's because the animal theme was just very, very charming to her, and she really wanted to know more about it, and she was in right away. She asks for this a lot, and she's 11, and she's playing this like a shark. She beat me recently, and I was like, what just happened? What just happened?
This is like the rest of our life as gaming parents.
But I'm here for it. There's nothing, I don't know, it just warms my heart to have her, to see her playing these bigger, complicated games, her being the one choosing them, not me, and then doing a great job at them, having a great time around the table. And what a great game, what a great design, to have that many cards, to have them all kind of balance within each other. Super, super fun.
So we want to hear from you. What are some games in your collection that are ranked very high according to Board Game Geek? Do you think that's accurate? Do you think that's not accurate? Do you not care because it's in your collection because you like it? So who cares what Board Game Geek has to say? Let us know in the comments below. Until then, don't forget to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out, and you can follow us in all of these places.
You guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
You guys, thanks for watching our shenanigans. As always, we appreciate it. Over here, if you follow this link, you're going to find a playlist we've hand-selected, handcrafted just for you because you watched this video.
And if you check over here, this is a video that YouTube thinks you might like. So you can check that out if you want as well.
All right, we appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.